We'll call this meeting of the Woods County Industrial Development Authority to order Wednesday, March 12, 2014, 8 a.m. It is determined we have a quorum. Item number 2, approval or disapproval of minutes of December 11, 2013 regular meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Bob?
Yes.
Bryce?
Yes.
Mike? Motion passed. Item 3, approval or disapproval of financial reports as of February 2014. What do you need to point out to us here?
Really, everything is par for the course. Everybody's current. As far as our billing.
Is there anything we need to talk about in the Winoka billing while we're on this, or just wait to let me give them an update on what we did down there on item 5 when we get there?
That would be fine.
Okay.
We have a pledge transfer of $10,700 off of this financial. You'll see economic development pledges on your balance sheet. So we've had some money come in. But no, everybody, like I said, everybody is current. VAP, Big Man, we've got that halfway taken care of. So
Halfway mark, huh?
halfway mark, we hit the halfway mark, so we're doing good.
We've been
That's
a long
good.
time getting there.
Right. So really, there's nothing out of the ordinary.
Does anyone have any questions for her?
I'm still waiting
I'll
on our
make a
audit.
motion that we approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the financials. Roll call vote. Bob?
Yes.
Bryce?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion passed. Item 4, action on payment of outstanding bills. Come on in.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Rick,
Good, good.
Rick this morning.
Good, how are you?
Yeah, so far so good.
Made her down to item 4.
My gosh, what I showed for.
Morning.
Howdy.
Did you say we had a $10,000 pledge or something we need to
Yeah,
do?
it's just our pledge transfer, $10,700.
Is that all?
That I'm aware of at this time, yes.
Is the bill in there from my secretary on the...
I haven't received it.
Okay, I didn't think she had it to you yet. That's fine. We'll settle it.
That's the only thing that I have at this time as far as outstanding bills is just our pledge transfer.
I move to approve the pledge transfer.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call vote. Bob?
Yes.
Bryce?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion passed. Item 5, update discussion, possible action regarding Winoka Incubator Project. A couple weeks back, roughly, when it was getting cold one day, I get a phone call down there that the drain line had plugged up or something, and it was forcing drain water up in the floor drain in their shop. Flooded their shop. I don't think it did any financial damage to any property in there. It was just a matter of cleaning the mess out. I got a hold of Vendetti Plumbing. He happened to be driving from Tacoma up to Winoka at that very time, said he'd stop and look. It seems to be that there was a drain elbow outside the building, luckily in the dirt parking lot. It was installed in the sewer line backwards, and the solids are catching on it, and it caused it to plug. So at that point, we get the city guy out there and figure out the main and what is on the Winoka industrial property there as well. And I've talked with Kenny Vendetti about doing the work there, and I'll just bill him through my shop, and then we can reimburse my shop from here later on, so he'll get paid in a timely fashion. It should not amount to very much, according to him. Basically, afternoon of work with a little backhoe and some plastic pipe, the way it sounds. But it's going to have to be fixed. We have also been in there inside the building. As you remember, the contractor did not finish the building, and we had a water leak in the wall that tore down some sheetrock and things in there. I sent a couple of my employees out there to spend about 3 days on it while it's cold, and we were snowed in and the ground was frozen. They tore that whole wall apart and put all new sheetrock up and put that plastic stuff up like a shower stall would have, completely across there, 8 feet high. One of the water heaters was pulling off the wall anyway, so they built new stands to support them back to the height they were originally installed at, and restored everything, put the sink and drains all back in, and have everything up to snuff. So we have a small bill for materials that we ran through my shop for sheetrock and this plastic backing and a box of screws. Just the labor we're not even asking for. We wanted to get the building finished. I thought it was until they called me one day and I was out there and they said, "When's they ever going to come finish this wall?" And I thought it was. So at that point we just switched gears and went and did it. That little bill for that wall I estimate was around $500, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Other than that, that's the only thing we're really involved with down there that's going on at the Winoka Incubator. I think the Winoka Industrial Authority may have some people looking at doing some stuff around there, and the new city street taken care of guy down there, he was interested in working with them on getting some sewer line installed and things like that to try to help facilitate all this. And if we need any more detail on it, I'll have to get it and bring it back, because that's about all I have right now.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions on item 5? If there are none, I don't think we need to take any kind of action on that, do we? There's nothing to take action on at this point. I just want to give everybody an update of what I stumbled into.
There'll be a bill later, so.
Yeah, it's not going to be very bad. We'll move on to item 6, acknowledgement, discussion, possible action regarding proposed annexation east of Alva. We were made aware that we still own a piece of land out there in front of the prison whenever the city of Alva started their project, and so we kind of need to figure out what to do with this piece of land. It's for discussion. Try to
What,
figure.
there's the dimensions in there on that. I didn't see the dimensions.
No, I didn't either.
I
Like I said, I
thought-
wasn't even aware that
I thought
you
when
guys
we
had that.
deeded that to, that deal out there, that took it all in. We had two deals out there, the rock building where the artificial rock was being molded, and then the corner up there, which belonged to, what was his name, Rick? On the corner up there. But anyway, Nusser, he wouldn't sell it back to us, and it went to Nusser purchased it. He wouldn't come back. It was for sale. He had sickness and he got out of business, and he wouldn't sell it to us. So Nusser ended up with that building later on. So them was the two that wasn't, I thought, included in there. We did have some right of way with the railroad, the Rock Island that used to run on the north side of it. We maintained and kept that available in the case of industrial needs. But outside of that, and then there was an easement for the utilities or something to go to that new sewer who there's the north. So there was 1, 2, 3, and then it had to be broke out into, that was plotted for some housings and stuff in there, because there was a street and an alley and the utility easement. But that was all with the wayside, and I thought when we deeded that over to, when they brought in the drug awareness camp, that was all cleared out. I'm not aware of this space there in front.
I'm
I
not
can't recall it
either.
anyway.
So,
Just-
I mean, just letting you guys know, we may not need to do anything with it, but didn't know that we had it.
Well, they think we have it.
Right, they think that we have it.
Yeah.
So,
This is basically to bring it to everybody's attention, so if it does show up, we need to be thinking about it, so if we have to do something, or if you want to retain ownership, that's
In
fine.
reference to the annexation, unless Bryce objects, I don't have an objection to it being brought into the city if we own it.
Well, that isn't part of what's coming into the city.
Well, I didn't think so.
Anything north of Flint Street isn't coming in. Or what extends north of Flint. I think isn't Flint the border down through there?
I thought it was.
That's what I thought too.
It
So
wouldn't even be in
this
there.
isn't even coming into the city.
But if it is,
But it's awareness that we even have.
Yeah, they probably had to do research on who owned the property around
Surround
it.
it.
I bet they've
give
been in
notice.
there.
To
on
give
the
notice.
ground.
there's
And that's
a
how they
notice
come-
requirement if you're adjacent to.
I imagine the sewer lines from Atwoods in there is close enough there that they probably surveyed all down through as too, checked on all the properties.
Do we need to do a little
there, too.
research and make sure this is really still ours? Instead of just something that they picked up on and think it's ours?
Yeah, that came from the assessor's office.
I think that's pretty current from research that in there in the courthouse now, but we can sure look into it.
I went to the assessor's office to try and find out where it was.
Well, I was of the impression we had conveyed all of our interest out there and no longer have any interest.
I thought when we deeded that there, that we cleared everything out, because there was two lots in there that we didn't.
If you don't
I think we need to have our attorney look into it and give us an opinion on whether we own it or not.
But in reference to the annexation, I don't think there's any action required.
Me neither, because it's not actually coming in. I guess if we didn't want the city to be beside us out there, we could go to the city council meeting and complain about it, but I don't have any
Are
problem.
you gonna complain to yourself? Owned and grown?
I was hoping when I said I don't have any problem with it, that everybody else would agree with me, so I wouldn't have to go complain to myself.
On that note, I'll start a process on verifying that we have the property. I'm searching for some history, because this was way before me.
Bryce, is that in a form of a motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion that we have our attorney look into this and declare whether we actually own it or not.
If I have a
I'll
second.
second it.
And I think we need to do that as part of the annexation process. I think we can do it on this agenda item because we need to know whether we own it.
Yes.
And even have an objection or a right to object to annexation, so.
That was Russell somebody, but I can't think of his last name, that had that corner up there. I can't, I'm getting old, my memory don't work.
My gosh, I must be falling right behind you because I can't remember here.
Russell
Before it rubs
somebody.
off, let's get a roll call vote then. Bob?
Yes,
Bryce?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Mike? Yes. Motion passed for Sonia to get the process started to figure out if we really do properly own this thing and see where we're at, and then we'll report back at the next meeting. Hopefully it's done that quick. Item number 7, is there any new business should come before this board at this time?
I've been,
Well, it's awful quiet, fellas. We better move on to item 8 then. WCEDC update. You have the floor.
Okay. There's a couple things that I wanted to bring to your attention. More so that if you know of somebody. First, the Northwest Oklahoma Workforce Board is needing business board members. So if you know of a good business board member that I could refer to them, that would be good. They on workforce development, because that is a requirement that 51% of their board be business members. And I know a lot of business people don't want to take that time or don't have that time to take out, but if you can think of anybody, if you'd let me know, that would be great.
Where do they meet at?
They actually do IATV, and they meet in off of Enid, Woodward, Guyman, Beaver. So, and maybe even Ponca City.
So the local person would be where to meet with them?
Probably either Enid or Woodward.
How often?
They meet monthly.
Hmm?
They meet monthly. So, anyway, just if a thought comes to you. Second is there is an upcoming workshop with some of our businesses in town that are coming to our county in our current businesses. Some are looking at exporting. There is a good workshop coming up that will be at Northwestern in Enid on exporting and importing globally. So if you know of somebody, let me know. I'll give them the information. The other is the upcoming Northwest Oklahoma Alliance legislative event. We really would love to have a good showing, and that is the 25th March
I won't be in town.
from 5 to 7 at the Oklahoma History Center.
I won't even be in state.
So is that a no?
That'd be a no on my part.
And what is this?
It's our legislative event. So anyway,
You know what legislators will be there?
we're going to try and get as many of them as we can. The governor will be speaking. The lieutenant governor will be speaking. With our legislators, I mean, I know that Speaker Hickman will be. So
So is this a Republican event? Or?
I would say that it would be nice to have a good showing there
Sounds like-
as we're going to be
Well, they
trying
let us poor old Democrats in or not?
I was just getting ready to say, what's the problem?
as we're going to be probably seeking more funding. A good showing would be helpful. The next thing that will be coming up is the Lieutenant Governor's Turkey Hunt. That is April 9th, 10th, and 11th. The dinner this year will be on the Thursday, which would be the 10th. And I will be sending out your invitations.
When is it?
The dinner, the 10th. It's the Thursday instead of Wednesday, because he will be here on that Thursday.
Where are you having the dinner?
At your house?
It will be at Baker's Barn
They're still allowing that?
for this.
Hmm?
For this.
So be
So,
where
at Baker's.
Same thing.
So,
That's the kind of questions I asked, and they said, oh, didn't we get a hold of you and let you know you was doing that?
next is, I thought I would bring, this is what we have been utilizing. If you want to see a copy of what we're using for promotion for the park, handed some of those out and met with quite a few companies at oil and gas, the Shale Rail Conference in November at Houston, and we have some of those companies that will be attending the turkey hunt this year. I made a couple copies of article if you guys want to see this, and it talks about shipping by rail, what the rails role will be in oil and gas. So if you want to look at that, you're more than welcome to. We have quite a few different guests that will be here. We've rotated and have some new blood coming in. So, and another item is we have a company that is fastly growing in our county and the adjacent Alfalfa County, which is Iofina. It's the iodine extraction company, and they are ramping up. They have 2 plants running now, and they're ramping up to have 2 more within probably the next month, and 2 more like by midsummer. And they're needing employees. Good wages, good benefits, retirement. So if you have anybody out there, a good referral. Good referral would be good. But this is what we've been working for, is to have companies like this with good paying jobs and benefits, and so we have some out there looking.
Did you take these pictures?
He did.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, good.
Did you donate that to the cause?
I think she paid my fuel. And I donated the photography and the pictures, but I think she paid my fuel.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get him to do it again tonight.
We appreciate that, because I think about everybody in the community's took a part doing just that very thing.
Yeah. I'd be glad to.
There you go, Bob. It's interesting stuff.
So anyway,
If you need any help with any of those potentials that are coming in town for that turkey hunt and want driven around the dirt roads, I'll be more than glad to try to help. and show what I can and what industries I'm in. If they want to talk to somebody, any that oil stuff I deal with, well, let me know
Great.
ahead of time and I'll try to help.
Great. One thing I really need help with is hotel rooms, lodging.
For the
Still having trouble getting rooms?
Oh, yes. So if anybody has any assistance there, I would welcome it.
I think we might have a problem.
So
I can do some checking at Winoka if that's not too far away. But that's getting into our dune season. I don't know where we're
Right.
at there with that.
right. So anyway, just food for thought. Those are a couple important things that are coming up for our communities. There is something else that I've been working with the Cultural Enterprise District downtown, and part of one of our goals, and actually I've been meeting with Richard on this, is I would like to go after funding to start a seed, some seed money for downtown businesses, primarily downtown businesses, to apply for either IE grant or low interest loans to do energy efficiency or facade improvements. And I would like to run it through this committee for it to come out of here, if you guys would be open to that. We don't have a Main Street program. That would be something that would generally go through something like that. If they were able to start that again, then that would be the place for it. But without that, this would be an avenue for me to go after some funding to try and get some, which would be helpful. It would be something that we could do for our businesses that are here, businesses coming in, and brighten our downtown, because we're really working hard on that. So if there's no objections to that, I'll see what I can find.
I think it's great,
Good. I was hoping that was the answer.
having a downtown business.
I'm sure. So,
There just isn't very many business buildings available downtown right now. And I can remember just, 5 years ago or less, that there was several empty buildings.
and there's a couple little projects that we're working on with the ones that are down there to renovate and make those usable space. And I have 2 restaurants that I'm working with. Well, 3. There's, cross your fingers. Potentially one at Winoka, even.
Any
And
possibility they won't be a Mexican restaurant?
there is a strong possibility they will not be.
Just curious. I think we are in great need of.
So, while that's not been a primary focus, that has fallen on, and we are blessed because we sure need some variety. Other than that, we're just staying pretty hooked up. We're talking with a couple businesses for the rail park, and that's logistics has been a real thing with the BN. With our 2 sidings, I'm trying to go after funding to build spurs in. So, and some wastewater and infrastructure. So, it's grant writing season. Anyway, we're making strides. With
Cement
that,
plant, it's still working on that.
it is. Yes, it is. It's going to be for a little while yet.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer because they're getting far enough away from it now. They're starting to move back over toward Moreland. I work with those guys daily. They're out in there west of Winoka right now along the river.
Yeah, I see they've gone past, out here west here, that looks like they got her all up.
As of yesterday, there were 6 structures put up west of Highway 14 in there on that side. So they're moving across there.
Yeah.
Have you seen them put the wire up yet?
No,
Well,
but
if
they
they're
got,
putting wire up, when you go through there, you need to stop and watch them.
They were talking about
They got
it.
no wooden posts put up so they don't have to stop traffic when they go across the intersection.
Or they putting wire up now? I haven't been up north.
They was up north and already put it up where you go under, going to Hartner.
Yeah.
They do that with a helicopter.
Right.
That's what I've heard.
That's what I heard
And
too.
they have that big roll of wire on that helicopter, and it's just unrolling wire and flying.
Really?
They got some
And then when
wood
they
posts
start
up.
hooking it up on the poles, they have a guy on a wire. And he's just hanging down there, and he'll drop him in there, and he'll do whatever he needs to, and then he'll pick him up and take him to the next spot. Looks to me like a high, dangerous job to me.
I sat next to some guys at Pizza Hut a while back, and they were working on that. One of those, or two of them, had just come off of a wind farm project out in Texas somewhere, and he was telling them the dangers, and he got to watch one of those helicopters get tangled up. Said it wasn't a pretty sight.
I don't imagine. I can't imagine what it'd do to the helicopter if the wire quit unrolling all of a sudden.
Be like a roll of barbed wire.
So,
So you might want to stop and watch them
Yeah,
if they're ever out there
I
putting it up
noticed
when you're
they've got
going through.
they've got some wooden posts put up a deal so that when they break that wire across, we don't have to stop
Mhm.
traffic.
Is there anything else for us, Sonia?
no, that's,
Does anybody have any questions over while we have her cornered? But if there's no further questions on item number 8, we're going to move to item number 9. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
I think the all roll called that one. Thank y'all for
I don't
coming
know
out
who
today.
made the
Appreciate it.
motion and who